Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the Obitsu body clear flight stand thing. So yeah, this is something that I just kind of saw on Ami whenever I was getting some other stuff on there, so I just added it to my order because these are like $2. And I think the next time I get something from Ami, I'm going to just go order like 5 or 10 of them or something because they're pretty useful and I could use some cheap flight stands. So yeah, they're pretty cool. They have lots of pieces, and you sort of build your own flight stand with them. They come with little screws. Pretty easy to put together. You just need a normal screwdriver. And they can support reasonable amounts of weight, and just are overall pretty cool. They can go up to being like 12 inches tall or so, but they really would only be useful for holding things up that are standing up at that point. But either way, they are pretty cool little flight display stand things for wide variety of figures. You'll see what I can show later on in the review. So yeah, let's just go ahead and zoom in for the pieces, and then I'll show you some various different things you can do with the stands. Alright, here are all the pieces you get whenever you get this stand. You have your big round base here. These are 3 different length arms. Here you have the 3 different size clip pieces. Over here are the various pieces that sort of connect the arms together, and the little slider piece, and the things that sort of hold the clips together, and all sorts of things like that. These little pieces here are like foot peg things, I think. I can't really see any other use for them, but I believe they're like little foot peg things. And essentially all these other pieces are just to sort of build the arm. This over here is the instructions page. You can use that if you can't figure out exactly how to put it together, but it's pretty simple. It is all in Japanese, but the diagrams will pretty much let you figure it out. And then you have your little bag of screws and washers over here, which are used to clip the pieces together. For a quick demonstration, I took some of the pieces and just kind of stuck them together into this simple stand. They will stay together without screwing them in, but they're incredibly loose, so they won't be useful for holding anything together. But they work nicely to just sort of demonstrate how the pieces look kind of put together. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the stand and sort of build it in a few different ways, and sort of see what kind of different stuff it can hold, and just sort of show it displaying a few different figures to get you an idea of how you can use it and things like that. So yeah, let me get started with that. Alright, started off with something kind of big here. This is the PlayArt's Kai Adam Jensen, and he is being held up by 2 arms, and he is pretty high off the ground. You can't even see the base right now. If I lift him up a little bit, you can see it there. And he is being supported perfectly fine. He's in the air. He's not leaning against the wall or anything. He is doing perfectly fine. I did have to balance it a little bit. The arms are strong. If you screw them in tight enough, don't screw them in too tight or you'll break it. But they are not giving at all. The only thing that would make him tip over is the fact that the disc at the bottom is not particularly heavy. So yeah, it holds him up just fine. PlayArt's Kai figures are like 8-9 inches tall. Fairly large, heavy-ish figures, and holding him up perfectly fine. Alright, another figure here, same setup. This is the Marvel Select Ultron, about a 7-inch figure. Another character that I really would like to have flying, so I wanted to try the base out with him. Perfectly capable of supporting his weight. I think if you went up any higher, if you used the other arm, because it's only got 2 arms on it right now, that would be really difficult to hold up anything of this size. I think I want to try something a bit heavier. So, let me go move on to that. Alright, through some extensive testing, I have discovered that this stand cannot support Movie Collection 5 Broly. He's leaning against the backdrop right now. But you can see how I have it attached to him. Yeah, it's not strong enough to hold up anything of that weight. So anything like a large Marvel Select, or just anything around that bulk and size, which is around 10 inches or so, yeah, it's not going to support that weight, I don't think, unless you're really, really good at it or something. So, yeah, it seems to support reasonable amounts of weight. It can clearly support anything from just the smallest thing you can possibly have that the clips will fit around, up to PlayArt's Kai stuff seems to work pretty well, because they're thinner figures, and they are just a bit shorter than that. So anything from, like, small to PlayArt's Kai figures seems to be supported pretty easily. So, yeah, these stands seem to be pretty cool. Let's move on to the packaging sort of thing. Packaging for this isn't really important, but I figured I'd show it to you anyway, since that's just one of those things I do. It just comes in one of these little Mylar-like plastic bags, and it has a little cardboard thing up here at top, which says Obitsu body And everything else is in Japanese. It has a little price tag there. And you could hang it on the wall if you wanted to. Just hang up lots and lots of display stands, if that's really what you're into. But anyway, that's the packaging. So yeah, Obitsu body stand thing. Alright, well that about wraps it up for the Obitsu body stand, so until next time, goodbye! Yeah. Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed my videos. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.